Hello everyone and welcome along to the channel on PGA Tour 2K25. Today we are revisiting a video that I did not too long ago about whether or not fittings would make a difference. Now, to be fair, in that video I did use the gold clubs with the default fittings that come with it. I didn't if I remember correct, I hadn't even upgraded them to emerald or whatever it was. It was just they leveled up to where I could evolve them. But I had not evolved them, and I was only using just, this, as I say, the default fittings that come with the clubs. So it wasn't really, in a way, the best kind of comparison to compare against playing with no fittings. And earlier on today, not sure too how the time doesn't seem to have updated, but one of my putting video, Granville had wrote a comment, and I'll read it out for you now. If I can think of it, I'll crop the comment out and I'll put it up on screen so you can read it. But Randall, you're the one sparking this video, because I did say whether or not I would actually revisit it. But the comment says as follows: I get you don't like fittings. I don't know why, but you are leaving yourself at a big disadvantage. The archetype you're using is now one of the best you can get, in my opinion. So obviously I use as you can see bottom right, I use the sculptor archetype. But you're not getting the best from it by not using fittings. Try these fittings. I guarantee you will improve your scoring. So for number one, driver, use 3 power fittings and 2 swing path. For the woods, irons, and wedges, use 3 swing path and 2 contact. And putting, use 2 put weight and 2 put contact. All clubs must be at amethyst level. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do it live now here as I'm talking. Going to set them up and I'll explain what way it's going to work, and then I'll shut up the live commentary. I'll go and play the round without any commentary, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a side-by-side gameplay. So I have already done a round at the course that we're going to do, which is another course suggested to me by Ohio State Mike. Did a recent video course, Flynn's Valley, I believe is the name of it, if I remember correct, which was by Sam Encore. And Ohio State Mike suggested the Willoughby Club being another one of Sam's courses. So that is the one that we're going to be using. As you can see now, if we go into the golf bag, I did have, which in the other gameplay you will see, I did have, I think it was 40 or 41 level up tokens. So now down to 16. I have gone and leveled all of the clubs up to where, once we hit season 3, I can evolve them again, should I wish. The only thing that is going to be the same for both rounds is the ball. Using this ball, the Conqueror ball that you get from the ranked tours. Haven't touched that at all. Never will, ever use fittings on the balls. Always use them default. But what we are going to do, as I say, we are going to go live doing this now. So this video might go on for a little bit. Not sure exactly how long. So let me see. For the driver, we need 3 power fittings. So I hope I'm doing this correctly. I really do. So as you can see, I've got 62 of them here. But it shows I never use them. Right, so 3 power fittings. So we need 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, and after that then we need 2 on the swing path. So I don't even know what the the actual, there we go, this is the swing path. So we go 2 on swing path, so 1 there. And then the final one there. I'm ruining my hickory clubs. Ruining my hickory clubs. I'm putting these fittings on because I never play with them. But as Granville does say, that I'm leaving myself at a big disadvantage. Now, I personally feel I play absolutely fine without all the fittings. I can score well. I know the score that I shot already, and for not knowing the lay of the land on that course, it's a reasonable score. So let's go onto the woods. And for the woods, we need... Oh, for woods, irons, and wedges, we need the same. So we need 3 on the swing path. Let me just make sure I'm getting that right. 3 on the swing path. So here's swing path. We will go 1, 2, and 3. I did see comments as well about with them being up on Amethyst now, but you can't stack all power and all this sort of stuff. I say I don't use the fittings, so I genuinely have no idea the effect. But so this is all new to me. As I say, apart from using clubs that come with them. So let me see, 2 on contact. So this is contact here. We're going to be doing the same then for the wedges. So 3 swing path, 2 contact. Okay. I am going, well, they're all, it's +6 on everything. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what way to go. Right, so let's go irons. And then the wedges as well. And the wedges as well. Okay, right, so we need 3 swing path. 1. I understand this is probably a boring part of the video. But we are going to now see if this makes a big difference whatsoever. And then another one for contact. And then the same again for the wedges. Okay, so 3 swing path. There we go, and then 2 contact. I was nearly about to replace that that swing path one there. Okay, and now finally for the putter. So what do we say we need for the putter? Let me get that up ready. So for the putter, we need 2 putt weight. So that is going to be you and you, and then 2 on contact. So which one's and on contact? Okay, so there we go. Okay, there we go. I have applied fittings to all of my hickory clubs, which if any videos that you've watched where I've used the hickory clubs, you know I have never once put fittings on them. Right, let's get ourselves ready on the course. Dog wants to play as I go to record, as always. She is due a walk. I hope she didn't hear me say that word because the weather's a bit on and off today. It's a bit crappy. Right, so let's get set up. I will show you quickly how we have everything set up. So it's obviously in my last played. So as you can see here is the Willoughby Club by Sam Encore. Now what I did was, let me just make sure, yes, we're playing from the tips, which are the black tees, 7,181 yards, pin set number 1. The only thing, I had left everything default. The only thing that I did actually change was the wind speed. I set to medium and I set it to be from the east. So everything now is going to be exactly the same, all default conditions. So we will have normal fairways, firm greens, and a fast green speed. Time of day is done, and the weather is clear. If was there crowds on the course? Actually, I don't think there was crowds on the course, but that's what we're going to be playing. So what I will do now is I will shut up. I will go and play the round, and then obviously save all the gameplay. And then I'll put it this round. I'm not sure which way around it's going to be, but the other round I set my golfer to be wearing the 2K professional online golfer jacket thing. So that will be the round with no fittings. The round with the fittings will be this one wearing the OG shirt. And yeah, let's see how we get on. This should be interesting. So yeah, I'll be back with post commentary, which may sound a little bit different, just depending on the volumes. But yeah, this should be interesting. Okay, so I have synced up the starter boat rounds as close as I possibly can, and I've just given this the greenish background just because it was kind of weird looking when it was all real dark, especially when transitioning to going fade into black and stuff like that between rounds. But yeah, so gameplay on the left is with the fittings attached, and then you can see here on the right I'm wearing the professional online golfer Letterman style jacket. That is without the fittings. Now, I will say that the gameplay on the right does go a little bit longer, just by 1 hole. So once the gameplay, once I've stopped the gameplay and stuff from the fittings round, we'll be just starting pretty much the 18th hole with the 0 fittings round. And this is going to be an absolute nightmare because the way that this works, thank you Share Factory, I don't know of any other way to do it, but I'm sitting about, I'm going to have to hoosh myself in a little bit. There we go. Because the way that it is for me now, I'm sitting about 1.5 to 2 feet away from a 27-inch monitor, and the way that you can see the gameplay side by side now is basically put that whole screen and do it again, because it has to have a big microphone symbol and stuff like that for a right screen, quote unquote, kind of thing. So it's very difficult for me to actually see the gameplay properly as I'm talking now. But straight away, as you can see, yes, I believe we are one under. No, we're even par. Sorry, yeah, I did come up short. Both rounds. So with and without the fittings, came up short. Kind of pulled a little bit there. Excuse me, with the fittings, massively pulled it without the fittings. Yeah, and as well, while I think of it as well, actually, like this, I don't have any script or anything like that done for this. This is just kind of as I'm watching it as best as I possibly can. Just rambling away throughout the video, basically. But yeah, in Gramble's comments, he did say that. Let me just quote it again. I'll bring it up real quick. That saying that I don't like the fittings. Where are we? So yeah, so he says, I get that you don't like fittings. I don't know why. It's not that I don't like the fittings. I certainly don't like the fittings on the balls, on the golf balls. I always prefer to keep them stock. I mean, even if you're playing in a lot of societies anyway, especially the likes of TGC tours, any competitive societies, usually the consumable golf balls are disabled. You have to play with the stock ball. But fittings on the clubs, it's not that I don't like them. It's just that, what's the best way? The best way to kind of put it would be, it's more rewarding. We'll take ranked matchmaking, for example. Now, obviously, we're in season 2 now at the moment, so I'm just going to use the number 100 just to simplify it a little bit. Obviously, I played a lot more than 100 matches. But out of those 100 matches, or this number of 100 that I'm going to give, I'd say 3 of those I used the gold clubs. Again, going back to what I said earlier on in the video with the previous fittings versus no fittings video that I did. Technically, I suppose you couldn't really count that because like it was just the default fittings. I didn't stack any fittings or anything like this. I hadn't evolved clubs or anything like that, even up to emerald, nothing like that. It was just basically they'd gotten up to the point where I could evolve them and I'd use them. And again, I found no major advantage with using those clubs with having fittings attached. Again, even though they are the default fittings that, quote unquote, default fittings that you get with the clubs. But out of the 100 that I'm using, the figure of 100, I found it more rewarding knowing the fact that all the wins that I got were most likely against people using fittings. The same in societies as well. When I place well in a society or if I win the event, and I know for a fact that there's X amount of people who more than likely have been using fittings on the clubs, but again, I've gone completely stock, no fittings on the clubs, and 99% of the time, no fittings are even allowed on the ball anyway. So I find it a lot more rewarding that way. But when it comes to this gameplay, like, I mean, as I say, it's hard to see now what hole are we on. I need, bear with me, I'll just move the mic out of the way for a second. Now it's gone off the screen. I'm not sure what hole we're on. I saw on the right gameplay that we're at 2 under, so I presume we're at hole number 5, I think I see there. And it looks like hole number 6. Yeah, hole number 6, I think I can see there. Again, it's so small, I cannot make it out. I will apologise if you're watching this on the likes of a phone or something like that. It's going to be an absolute bloody nightmare. But if you're watching a full screen on TV or a monitor or something like that, it shouldn't be too bad. But again, if you're watching on a small device like a phone, yeah, it's probably going to be difficult for you to be able to make it out. But with the gameplay on the right-hand side, again, as I said at the start of the video, I didn't know the lay of the land. It's an absolutely fantastic course, this one. If you haven't played it actually yet, the Willoughby Club by Sam Encore, do get out there and give it a play. And thanks once again also to Ohio State Mike for recommending it. But yeah, I didn't know the lay of the land when I went in here without the fittings. And I'm not going to reveal the score. You will see that at the end. But with having, so that's what I want to say. Did I kind of have an advantage then going in with the fittings to shoot the score that I shot? Because as you see, what I think that said hole 7. We'll see, hopefully the scorecard comes up now. So that is through 7, 6 under through, yeah, 6 under through 7 with the fittings. And I think we're starting hole number, so yeah, we're starting hole number 7 now without the fittings, and we're at 4 under par. So we're two shots ahead with the fittings. So yeah, there is kind of an advantage to that. But again, as I was just saying there, would that be also possibly down to the fact that like I've set up exactly the same wind conditions and wind speed and direction, but I already have knowledge of the course. I know how it's going to play. I know roughly where to hit on the greens. I'm hitting fairly similar shots a lot of the time. You will actually see throughout both the rounds, I am hitting fairly similar shots on quite a lot of the holes. Yes, I am able to outdrive with the fittings because it's a longer carry distance, but I also noticed in some instances there's barely, I'm trying to say, that's the word, barely any difference in total shot distance with the driver. Obviously there's no power fittings or anything like that on the woods down through. The rest it's all contact and stuff like that. But I mean, would I be converted to using the fittings? To be honest, yeah, I probably actually would. Like, I mean, as I say, I haven't got a problem with the fittings. I just find it more, as I did say, rewarding to play, to know that I've achieved whatever score, won an event, won a ranked matchmaking match against somebody without using the fittings. And I know from playing ranked, I can tell straight away when people are using fittings. I can tell what archetype they're using by, especially when it comes to the hickory clubs. I can tell what archetype that they're using. Obviously, you're going to unlock the hickory driver for using powerhouse. So I know there's a very, very good chance that they're already using powerhouse. They're using the power drive, and they probably these people probably feel great hitting it like 350, 400 yard drives off the tee, and I'm struggling to get just maybe 315 or something like that if it's a tailwind, whatever it is, using no fittings on a sculptor archetype and such like that. But yet I've got more control. I'm dialing in the shots because of the years of experience with the franchise. I'm able to calculate the shots fairly quick. All right, fair enough. I'm not always going to be knocking them inside 10 feet or 5 feet to the pin or something like that. But yeah, it's just to say, like, again, it's much more rewarding. But I have no problem with using if you do actually see me out on the course now, but especially before season 3. Using the hickory clubs, I've got fittings attached. To be honest, I don't know. Can you disable the fittings? I'll actually go and have a look. I genuinely don't know because I don't use them. But how are we getting on now? The gameplay on the left there. Yes, I did go into. Yeah, I think I went into the replay there and saved it. So what are we now? See, this is what I hate that it doesn't give the scorecard all the time. But we're at 8 under anyway, and it looks, is that hole 11? I think that's hole 11. From what I can see from the tiny little pixel of a number for the whole number that I can see on my screen right now. So we're at 8 under there anyway, and bounced off the pin. So lovely shot there. Now I did notice that as well, like, I mean, there I can just see that the contact are still off. Yeah, contact and swing path seem to be a lot more controlled, or much easier to control, I say, with the fittings on. It was more consistent, whereas I could be kind of erratic with playing without the fittings. So what are we, 5 under par now on the zero fittings gameplay? Whereas is that hole number 12? Yeah, again, I cannot make out the what hole I'm on with the gameplay. Let me just lean in. Yeah, so I think we're just starting hole number 11 here now, with the zero fittings on the right hand side at 5 under par. We've just gone to, so that's 10, 11, 12. So we're 10 under through 12 with the fittings. So quite a score difference, to be fair. But again, as I have to say, like, I didn't find much, to me personally, much of an advantage over with using the fittings over using no fittings. I have to put down, like, I mean, I could be wrong. I could be genuinely wrong, but I just have to put it down to the fact that I'm already shooting lower. Yes, the fittings, I'm sure, can help, but due to the fact that I know the layout of the course, I know how it's going to play, I'm playing the exact same conditions, and I'd only played it minutes before. About, what, 15, 20 minutes beforehand. By the time I'd recorded the intro and then gone and replayed the round. So it was fresh in my mind. It's the exact same pin set, exact same wind speed, exact same wind direction, course conditions, the whole lot, and I know what to expect. I've now just got the addition of the fittings on. So how are we getting on here now with the right hand side? Good four perfects on that shot into the green, a little bit long. As we line up a putt from whatever, I genuinely cannot make out that number. We're still at 11 under anyway with the fittings. 5 under. Do we take it to 6 under par? We do. So that is 6 under through, I think, 13. Or was that 12? Again, it's just a tiny little pixel of a number. I can't make it out, but a little bit of bad contact there with 0 fittings, but again, safe in the fairway. I can't remember which hole it was where I did take driver off the tee, full driver, with no fittings, but then when I was playing with the fittings, I did have to choke back on the driver. And the choke back shot was actually, the carry distance was 288, which was my 0 fittings carry for a full shot. So I knew straight away, okay, right, I could see it's the exact same conditions. I know for a fact I'm comfortable with this, as long as I hit a decent shot anyway. Nice kick out onto the green there with the fittings. We did hold it. I can't remember if I got it in. So this is hole number 15 here. I think we're 12 under par. And then I think it's hole 13 there on the right hand side. No, I missed that one, but on the right we did get it. So yeah, I think that was 13, hole 13 with the right hand gameplay. So that's through 15 there. 4 left to play on the left. As we just tee it off there. Yeah, it was actually this hole here on the right hand side there now. So we've already played it on the fittings gameplay. And yeah, I think I birdied both, if I remember correct. Again, I'm trying to jump back and forth between and watch each gameplay on tiny little things. I might as well be trying to do this on my phone. It's that small. So again, I will apologize if you are watching this on a phone or any sort of portable device that has a small screen. You would be much better off watching it on a big screen like a TV or at least a monitor. Because with how small, like, I mean, when I was rendering the gameplay and stuff and having a full screen, it was fine. It was perfectly fine. I could make out everything, but now I just haven't got a bloody notion. But once the gameplay on the left does end, it will go to the full screen of the 0 fittings gameplay anyway, because that does go on a little bit longer. But no, I didn't have any issues using them. I'm sure, obviously, if I use different fittings, maybe here and there, chop and change and experiment, I can find something that would be even more of an advantage. I think I came up a bit short here on this approach on the left. I did. Just going to run back off the green. So yeah, I think we're already ahead. I think this is hole 17 that I can see there. Yeah, so that was the par 4 to drive, and 1 was the 16. We're just driving the green now on the right hand side, and I did get an eagle 2 with the fittings applied. Can't remember. I think I knocked it up. I got a birdie. I didn't get an eagle. But we're 14 under through 17. Did I get this putt? It was this putt that I got. So that is 4. Oh, sorry, that was a par putt. Yeah. So that was 14 under through 17, and we are sitting now at the moment at 9 under par through 16 on the 0 fittings round. So here we are, teeing off the final hole with the fittings as we hit hole number 17 at 10 under par. We're through the trees there on 17. That was a risky shot because you had got that little bit of water that runs underneath the fairway and just comes out a little bit there. The fairway kind of cuts under it. So it was kind of a risky shot, and I thought I screwed it up there with the fittings gameplay on the left. So you'll see in a minute how I got on without the fittings. Similar shot, but I think it came out a little bit better. I went right through the trees. What on earth was that? I will apologise. I don't know what that was. I couldn't hear it properly through my... I think it was somebody slamming their gate somewhere. Yeah, it looked to be somebody slamming their gate, and just triggered off the dog. So I do apologise for that. So as you can see there, finished up at 15 under par with the fittings. We're at 11 under par without the fittings. So momentarily, this should now come back to... Yeah, I think it just cycles through the Clubhouse Pass rewards, and you will see then, obviously, the fittings are applied. So yeah, here we are now, hole number 17. Or is this 18? Wait, which one is this? But there you go. You see on the left anyway, the fittings were applied. So that's fittings gameplay finished and done. 15 under par. Excuse me. Again, did see there, as well as I cycled across, there was no fittings applied to the ball. So I didn't kind of sneak those in without anybody realising. I am showing it. So 15 under par should switch over to the scorecard. I will apologise if the audio was all over the place because I'm kind of moving around the chair. Moving a bit closer, further away from the mic and stuff like that. So I will apologise if the audio is absolutely god awful for this video. But here we go. This should be so this should be our final approach in here now. Without the fittings, we are at 11 under par. Just got the green analyst player card there. So 11 under par. Do we make the putt and bring it to 12 under par? I already know, but I won't spoil it. Burned it. Burned the left edge. So it's going to be a par putt to finish off with 0 fittings. But again, as I've said already a couple of times in the video, I went into that gameplay, which is now gone full screen, just finished the round there, of having no fittings whatsoever, having no prior knowledge to the course, hadn't played it before, and I shot 11 under par without any fittings. And then within no more, I'd say it was about 15 to 20 minutes later after I recorded the intro and such. So as you can see there, no fittings were applied to the clubs at that point. I should cycle through them all just to show. But yeah, I'd say 20 minutes, no more than 30 minutes anyway, 100%. After finishing this round that you're seeing now, the background, the 0 fittings gameplay, I went in then and played with the fittings on. And obviously, yes, I shot a better score, 4 shots lower, but I had prior knowledge of the course. It was fresh in my mind, and I knew exactly how it was going to play. Same wind, basically exactly the same. I think the wind and everything was perfectly matched for how I had it set up. So yeah, 11 under par. There you go. There's the score there. So what was it? 6 under on the back, 5 under on the front. 0 bogeys. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pars. Wait, 7. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 7 pars. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at that correct. But yeah, obviously then I got the eagle. I eagled hole number 16 on the fittings gameplay. Drove the green and won on both, but obviously having that little bit of extra distance with the driver, was able to get it a bit closer and gave me the opportunity then for the eagle too. I'd say if I had taken my time with the putt without the fittings, I would have actually gotten had a good chance of getting an eagle too there as well. So I'm not sure, I can't remember how long I left this sitting on this, but we've got roughly about a minute left in what I can see from the timeline on the video. So I will say, I'll wrap up the video now by saying, again, it's not that I don't like the fittings, it's just that I find it more rewarding to play without the fittings. Do I think there is an advantage? Sure, I'm sure that there is, yes, definitely, especially if you're using a certain combination of fittings across your clubs. I add in the ball if you're able to use consumable balls. Yeah, I'm sure you will be able to then. But right now I can see that this is wanting to end. So will I use fittings? Yeah, sure, why not? If you see me with the hickories, you know I'm using them. But that's where I'm going to leave this video, so thank you all very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to drop it a like, and if you have not done so already, or you're just brand new to the channel, do consider subscribing, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Until then, take care, have yourselves a good one, and bye for now.